You muted. You muted.
Greetings, welcome. This is the Four Valley Boys podcast. I'm your host and moderator, Fabian Vixen. On tonight's show, we got a lot of black folks on this show, so we're going to talk about Morant's transgressions, Perk versus JJ, Lamar Jackson, party shots with my guys, Damon and Bam Bam Bigelow. And
Bam Bam Bigelow.
And this part of the show, we say, let go.
Let's go.
Four Valley Boys podcast. I am Fabian Vix, your host and moderator. We got D Roundel. We got Bam Bam, Triple B.
Bam Bam Bigelow.
And Bam Bigelow. Of course, you can follow us on Sundays and Wednesdays. This Sunday, we're going to be talking about the brackets. We're not going to give our picks until Wednesday, but we're going to talk about the brackets, how they fall. We ready for that Wednesday. I know it's Oscar Sunday, but we ain't going to win anything, so why are we going to watch it?
For real.
Just saying. Let's Chris Rock get slapped again. Crazy straws. You crazy? Got a straw? Crazy straws. Just for men. Got some grain in your beard. Go ahead and get that CB4. Put it right down. Right down. Leave it right there. Leave it right there. Just for men. Get at Walgreens, Dollar General, Dollar Store. Also presented by Sprite, the Black Folks soda. Damon sponsor, Arizona Tea. How long has it been $1?
Since 1974.
And diabetes is 1973.
Pretty much.
All right. Follow us on Four Valley Boys Facebook page. Follow us on YouTube, Four Valley Boys Facebook page. Tell your friends. Tell 5 of your friends. Tell their friends. 5 of their friends. Tell 5 of their friends. All right. BuyANiceShirt.com. You know what to do. You Greek or you went to HBCU. BuyANiceShirt.com. Got you. He gonna hook you up. Damon's podcast. Chopping it up. A few weeks away. Damon, talk about right quick.
Yeah, chopping it up with D Roundel, virtual barbershop experience, man. It's gonna be talking about everything. We won't bite. No topic is not gonna be discussed. It's gonna be family oriented, but we gonna chop it up, man. We gonna get it in. Coming soon. A few weeks from now. Coming soon.
And of course, tonight we're sponsored by Henny and Coke, but tonight we have a different sponsor. We have Crown Royal XO. Crown Royal XO and ginger ale.
Hey man, I just seen something came across my ESPN alert. KD slipped on a wet puddle. He out for the game.
That's their season.
Man.
He probably pulled his other MCL.
I don't know what he did, but they say he slipped and he out.
Well, dang, Phoenix. Yeah, one job. God, what's up, man? Mike, we ain't seen in a while. Welcome back.
Appreciate you, man. Dealing with them high school playoffs, Fabe.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Devin. Let's go down.
Hey, Michael.
Hey.
Mike.
Hey. Mike got the headshot in the
headshot. Teddy done it.
Get a little tender.
Can't stand about that one.
Right, let go, Fabe. Let go, cuz. NCAA. It March Madness on, cuz.
Yeah, Sunday we're gonna be going in on the bracket because don't forget
for sure.
XO Ginger. The dollar. All right. A lot of things have transpired over the last week of sports, and I wish we was on Sunday. We've been talking about the Ja Morant thing. So we're gonna start off with Ja Morant. Michael, go.
Ja Morant, man, is I don't even know how to describe it. First thing I want to say, the mental illness, mental health, it's for real. And we are using this too much nowadays when stuff happens. John Morant, I'm gonna just keep this a whole book, man. You are a talented player. Damon said it earlier. You are a bigger version of Allen Iverson. You are a superstar in the NBA. Hey, listen, man. Don't use mental health as an excuse for making dumb mistakes like you did the other day. Flashing the gun. You act hard on the court and all kind of stuff, man. That's not you, bro. That's not you. We can turn you on to them real dudes, though. There's some real cats out there about that life. But John Morant, that's not you. You made a dumb mistake. You made a young mistake. Just don't let it happen again. I don't feel like only thing I didn't like was the fact of you want to get away to get your mental health together. That's the part I did not want to, the part I didn't like. I also heard that they had a team only meeting right before this, and dude was in the meeting and he still went out. Still took a gun. So that means he got a little entourage wherever he go. He got some partners with him that's about that life. He need to get away from them dude. I think this will dramatically affect Memphis the rest of this season. I don't think Memphis Grizzlies need to think about letting them go or trading them, that kind of thing. John Morant just got to make better decisions. And at 23 years old, we have all made some dumb decisions in our life, regardless what it is, whether it's a gun or something with a female, whatever. We've all made bad decisions before. You just got to learn from it. But don't use that mental health card, man, as a token to get away and you was having this issue and you were stressed. That ain't got nothing to do with it, man. You want to be tough. You want to be a tough guy.
All right, Dan, what you got?
Yeah, Mike and I talked earlier, and that's the first thing came out of his mouth was the mental health, and I totally agree because you had, y'all fellas got Instagram pages. When you go live, there's certain buttons you got to hit. They do a countdown. They ask you, "Are you sure?" They do all that, man. Mental health is not the issue. It's not the issue. He made a conscious decision on what he wanted to do. My thing is, Mike kind of stole my thunder a little bit. Man, watch the company you keep. You are a kid. You had your father. From my understanding, he's from Sumter, South Carolina. He came from a affluent area in Sumter.
Two-parent household.
Two-family household. You can't use. I didn't have my father. Well, you can if your father is there, but he's not there. But his father, he give it. I've heard him give his father, props. You probably been hanging around a lot of your homeboys who, in that life, and they know that you're gonna be rich. They know you got some money. They want to feed off you, man. They want to get in your life and do certain stuff and want to eat off your millions. You know what I'm saying? They want to eat off. They want to get off you. They jumping on the Bama wagon so they can get in where they can get in. Papa Doc 8 Mile, that's a good one for real. He went to Cranbrook. That was a private school. You know what I'm saying? So come on, Ja. It's not that you a punk because you came from that neighborhood, man. You don't have to try to be gangster to show you tough. That's crazy. You finna make millions of dollars, bro. You was up for $200 million contract, MVP vote, talk. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot that you put on the line.
First team all NBA.
Yeah, you putting your career in jeopardy. I mean, look at what happened to Gilbert Arenas. Want to be a gun-toting fool. You know what I'm saying? You bring a gun, Tom, doing this and doing that. Gilbert gets he a convicted felon now. This dude, Agent Zero, bro. You 23 years old. We all make dumb mistakes at 23, 22, 21. I can think of countless mistakes I made in Fort Valley as a young man. So I will say you did a young mistake. You take that mistake and grow, bro. There's time out for that, man. You looked as the breadwinner of your family. You looked as the guy that made it out the neighborhood, and you are impressive. Like I told Mike, I thought the dude was a taller Allen Iverson, in my opinion. Explosive, quick, can score in all three phases of the game. Don't blow it, man, because you want to be tough. I know Colorado said they weren't going to charge him for brandishing the gun, but what's the purpose of doing it anyway? It don't make sense. You got too much to lose. You the one losing. The fellas that hang with you, they ain't really losing nothing. They gonna move on to the next cat from something they think gonna be great. Don't do it. Don't blow it. Don't blow it, man. Don't blow it.
And let me chime in for that Pretty Tony get in. Unfortunately, Agent Zero was not the biggest loser in that situation.
Yeah,
Javaris Crittenton.
He was the biggest loser.
He's the biggest loser.
Correct.
ATL from ATL with Georgia Tech.
Yeah, he was the biggest loser. But what you look at Crittenton and Arenas, who was the man though? You see what I'm saying? On the court, he lost a lot. He was the one that signed $100 million contract, $100 million contract. But he wanted to be the gun-toting Billy the Kid type cat. Crittenton in jail, I understand. But this dude, monetarily and he's a convicted felon as well. So it's just stupid. I use Gilbert Arenas because that was a guy in his prime that would give you 30, 60, whatever. And this is what Ja's doing. You don't need to do that at 23, man. Let it go.
Pretty Tony, what we call him? What you got for us on this Ja Morant's transgression?
What's up, fellas? Sorry about being late.
It's all good.
It's a $10 fine.
Put it on my tab.
Right.
I mean, I saw it coming. No, it was my topic actually last week on the part shots before this news or the latest incident dropped. It just seemed like there was a lot of stuff that was coming out and starting to snowball on them, man. I was just actually checking out ESPN and heard the news that the police decided not to charge him, but he's still going to miss 4 more games. I didn't click on the article. I just read the headline to find out, a little bit more detail about the 4 games he was missing. As far as any kind of evals he had to do, basically what the plan was for Memphis, man. But it seems like, it seems like he's getting ready to come through this. I hope he comes on the other end of this as a better person. I hope he gets some people around him, man, that can give him some better advice and steer him down the right path, man. Because he's on the verge of losing it all, man. Definitely a great talent, so don't want to see it. But he definitely needs a better camp. To lose the entourage, the guys that just want to hang out and party and be thugs and all that stuff, man. He needs some real friends around him, man. Some people that's gonna tell him no and give him some better advice, man. Just sad, man. Sad, but like I said, it definitely looks like he's gonna come through the other side of this, and just his choice as far as what he's gonna do with that opportunity.
Now let me turn it to because we're a sports podcast, but we're versatile, as Tony said last week. We talk about everything. So let's just turn it to the sports part. The Grizzlies are 7. Let's just keep it a buck. Grizzlies are 7-11 without Steven Adams. Been out almost basically a month and a half, 2 months. They've been struggling. They got mouths on them. They talk more than the joker at the club. Step on their shoe. And they tied with the Kings now for second. How far can the Grizzlies go this year, especially with Brandon Clark tearing his Achilles and Steven Adams still out. Mike,
I never, even with John Morant and all them guys, Memphis never, struck me as a team that made me say they were gonna make it to the conference final. And definitely, I said that before the Kyrie to Dallas or the KD to Phoenix. But now, I don't even see Memphis possibly getting out the first round. Now, if you look at the bracket right now, of course, they second. But if Memphis ended up playing, let's just say, the Lakers or Golden State, I'm gonna go with the lower seed. Memphis, because of who they got around Ja, they never struck me as a real contender. Sure, they had a run. 2 years ago they made it to the conference final, right? Or last year? No, it was 2 years ago.
I think it was.
Did they make two? No, that was last year. They were the number 1 seed, right?
who? Grizzlies.
Memphis.
No, they were 2 seed.
That was a 2 seed.
It was a 2 seed because Minnesota beat LA to make the 7 seed, and they lost to the Golden State because the Golden State was the 3 seed that beat Nuggets.
Yeah, Memphis. They just never struck me. Memphis kind of reminds me of Atlanta. They're a team that had a run for a second, but they just can never get over the hump. So, regardless, if KD would have moved out west or Kyrie, I still didn't see them even making it to the conference final.
What about you, Tony?
What as far as what I think the rest of the season gonna look like?
Yeah, but how far do you think they're gonna go in the playoffs? Because they're pretty much gonna make the playoffs.
I mean, I don't really see them going far, man. Personally, just depends on who they catch in that first round, on whether they get out the first round or not. Ja Morant definitely got a bullseye on them boys' back from when he was woofing earlier this year. I mean, it really seems like they've really pretty much been on the spiral since. He did that interview talking about he wasn't worried about nobody in the West. No, I don't really know exactly what their record is as far as teams versus the West, the top playoff teams that are in the West, but I don't think it's really that great.
Is it the Malika Andrews curse because she interviewed all them cats at the All-Star game because they all so struggling?
Could be, definitely could be.
Not saying not her. I'm just saying they don't need to interview with her.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, man, it's definitely gonna be tough for them, man. Definitely gonna be tough for them. As far as going deep into the playoffs. Any idea of any word on how much longer Steven Adams is gonna be out?
I haven't seen anything yet. I know it was a knee sprain or something with his knee, and I'm thinking they're probably trying to hold him out to April, which would be smart. But at the same time, he still need to play. But I haven't seen anything about how long he's going to be out. I need to look. I'll research that while Damon go. But Damon, what you think about there's chances?
I actually agree with the fellas on the panel, man. I don't think that they're built at this particular time to make a run. Controversy around the team, around Ja, is going to bring controversy around the team. And once he come back, it's going to be, if and when he come back, it's not going to be about basketball. It's going to be about Ja and what he does. And that kind of takes away from the concentration of a playoff push and a playoff run. It's too much inconsistencies on that team. Ja is the consistent scorer, the guy. Sometimes Jaren will get off. Sometimes he don't. You really don't know. Steven Adams is hurt, so that means he got to get back into game shape. It's a lot that's putting a dent in their run. But I mean, Tony and Mike really said it. I don't know if they could, even before all this came out. I really don't know if they are built to make a run in the playoffs. Second round, maybe, but once again, it does depend on who they play in the first round. Because now you playing a certain team in a 7-game series. Now they gonna do a lot more homework on you because all they got to concentrate on is you. And they can, great coaches, they scheme, they got game plans, they got particular plays. I mean, it's certain things that they gonna take away that may be Memphis' strength, and it just may not make a run. I really think in this particular season, though, the controversy around Ja, I don't think they can handle that. I don't think they experienced enough to go through that and try to make a playoff push and make a playoff run.
Yeah, Steven Adams has a strained PCL. It's been out since January 22nd. Lamar Jackson had a strained PCL that finished his whole season with 6 weeks. So it's about the stability of the knee. So if that knee is not stable, they're not going to jeopardize him coming back anytime soon.
No, especially if it's a stronger grade. I wouldn't even push it. I actually would. I'm with them. They won't wait to April. Would be smart.
I mean, I'm actually sitting here looking at the standings right now. Right now, if the playoffs start today, Lord, they would play Golden State.
First round
Golden
out.
State. Yeah, man, that would be an out.
Yeah.
That's Dallas is right there. Though I guess they got the same record as Golden State, but I guess maybe they get the nod for head-to-head or conference or something. But they 5. I mean, 5 Dallas, Golden State 6. Then you go down to Minnesota 7, Clippers 8, the Lakers 9, and Pelicans 10. I wouldn't even really look at the Pelicans. I mean, Minnesota, man. I mean, Minnesota and Dallas, I think they're the only really teams that I would really give them a shot at as far as beating them in the first round. What do y'all think?
You think Memphis will beat Dallas?
Dallas would be a problem.
I said a chance. I didn't say they would win. I said a chance.
I would give them more of a chance of beating Minnesota than Dallas.
Yeah, I said Minnesota and Dallas.
Yeah,
chance.
Yeah, I would give them a bigger chance though against Minnesota than Dallas.
Oh, absolutely.
That would be even though I know it's Faye had me laugh and say Dallas got the worst defense, but that's potentially 80 points a game that they would have to try to stop.
And they still got the worst defense in history.
Yeah, I get that, Faye, but the offense, the versatility of Luka.
I mean, they can be hell. Dallas losing by 20 points than the Pelicans right now.
Yeah, I seen the score.
Before we move on to Perk versus JJ, because they're gonna take about 30 minutes. That Perk versus JJ. They're gonna take 30 minutes. Let me get to the quote by Draymond Green that he said on his podcast, the Draymond Green Show. He's talking about Dylan Brooks when he says idiot. Think of Dylan Brooks. If you ever wonder why the Memphis Grizzlies is not really compete for a championship, look no further than this idiot right here. They're actually dependent on this guy to help them win the championship. And he says his game is cool. Quite frankly, that just shows how little you know about basketball. Your level of understanding the game of basketball is at a fan level, and yet you're running around talking about a dynasty. The dynasty starts after you, not with you, and that's just a fact. Because I know dynasty-like players, and they aren't clowns. That doesn't work when building a dynasty. Take it from me. I actually know. Clowns don't work building a dynasty, my man.
That's Sag Nasty talking, bro.
Them boy got some beef.
Bad.
Oh, they need. That's why they played them on Christmas Day.
Yeah,
that's why.
No, I don't mean just. No, I don't.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah, I'm just saying that was just hot rivalry because they don't like each other.
I mean him and Dylan Brooks personally. They got beef.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not even talking about Memphis and Golden State because I mean I'm like Clay really with that. That's not really a rivalry. Hell, Memphis ain't did nothing to make that no rivalry.
They ain't been
So I
past
get it. Huh?
They ain't been back past second round. Not in the last 20 years. Last time they made out the second round was when 2011 when they got 2013 when they lost to the Spurs and got swept.
Hey, fella, don't be surprised. Golden State in the conference final. I know we ain't talking about NBA stuff, but I'm telling y'all, man, I think the West is gonna come down to I think Denver, Golden State, Phoenix. The East, Philly, Boston, and Milwaukee. Them the only 6 teams that I can see winning the championship. Don't be surprised Golden State in them conference finals, man.
Phoenix too top heavy, but that top is so good though.
Phoenix too top heavy. You see who
But
at
it's
the top?
so good though. No, but you didn't hear what you didn't let me finish. I said, but that top is so good though.
What?
That top. Oh!
Yeah.
Yeah, I said that. I said that beginning of the season. I've never wavered off that. No, I know Golden State's going back to the conference final.
Yeah,
Not a doubt in my mind about that.
Well, you can't underestimate the heart of a champion, and them cats, man, they gonna fight, bro. And it's just way too much firepower, man.
yeah.
And what a lot of people don't peep is Clayton got warmed up while
Boy, what
out,
you
dude.
talking about? Boy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Clayton got warmed up, dude.
Hey, boy, when I say he cooking, he done had about 2 or 3 games. He done got 40. And Jordan Poole, he is unguardable, man.
1-3 against the Lakers though.
What did that matter, Fate?
Nothing. I'm just saying.
God damn it, man.
You ride with the Lakers?
No, all I'm saying is they can't beat the Lakers without LeBron.
I mean, I hear you. I'm just saying. I'm just making sure.
Regular season basketball is different than postseason basketball.
I know that, and that's why I still say Golden State going to the finals. I don't disagree.
I don't know, man. Denver and Phoenix, man. I don't know.
Phoenix is too. Never mind. They're too top heavy. They got no bench. No nothing. Cameron Payne ain't been off the bench in about 2 months, but that's neither here nor there. Landry Shaman ain't seen no playing time since
Denver better hope they don't run up against damn Phoenix or Golden State in the second round.
Yeah,
or they going home.
Yeah, they're going to the house.
Don't lock that in stone yet. Now, don't write that up.
No, really, they don't.
Okay.
Be honest with you, they don't want to see the Clippers in the first round.
Bucket.
They don't want to see the Clippers in the first round.
No, they don't.
Book that.
Bucket.
Book. Do my Stephen A. voice. You can book it. All right. Let's get to this must-see TV that happened yesterday. Tony talked about it in the pre-production. If you don't know, JJ Redick is a former basketball player for NBA player. Also played at Duke. I think he was National Player of the Year, I believe. Am I correct, Mike?
Yes, you were.
Thank you. And Perkins and Kendrick Perkins, same age as LeBron James, and LeBron's still playing. Perk says, basically, long story short, Perk said that Joker is stat padding. Also, that all the NBA voters for MVP and all the awards are predominantly white. JJ Redick said, "You a damn fool. Stop all that bullshit you said and look it up." He didn't say that. I just put the words in JJ mouth. Just want to sound better for TV. Stephen A. Smith was just sipping on their tea. Worry about Molly Karen. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
That's a low blow, fake.
Where to lie. Basically, Perk got pumped out yesterday and got called a lie today on the show when Molly came back and said the NBA came back and said all NBA voters are very diverse than back in the day. So that information is inaccurate. What Perk said. Tony, we'll start with you because you brought this up on the chat. Who was right yesterday on the show?
First off, let me say I think it was a dumbass debate. I'm gonna start there first and foremost.
There you go.
No, I I'm kind of disappointed in First Take for even creating that environment for that to happen.
Stephen A. fault.
Stephen A. and
Producer now.
the stat pad thing came out in the conversation, man, between Perk and Stephen A. probably about 2 weeks ago. And then JJ came on the show a couple days later and decided to speak on it and talk about it. Perk got mad when he got wind of it and came on the show the next day and basically called JJ out, talking about don't be calling me out when I'm on the show, at least when I'm not on the show. At least if you got a problem with something I say, don't slap box with me when I'm, just Perk being Perk, man, saying stupid shit, man. And JJ came back and they asked JJ about it again. So then finally, like a couple of days later, the following week, this has like been a 2 week, almost a 2 week process.
Mm-hmm.
Then they had both of them together on the show. So that was not necessary, man. No, for real, it was not necessary.
Stephen A. Smith's fault. He the EP on the show now.
And then, I mean, Perk, man. Everybody know Perk, man. Everybody know Perk got wild ass takes, man. So that's why I don't really understand why you created that environment for him to debate JJ Riddick of all people, who's going to be technical and surgical with his arguments. And he's basically gonna try to back up all of his arguments with stats. He's obnoxious with his shit, be honest with you. But that's another topic of conversation. But no, I just don't really see why they set that debate up. But to get back on topic, I mean, if I really don't have those side to pick, Fade. That's kind of tough, man. I really don't have those side to pick. I think what Perk said was outlandish, but I think what JJ was saying, no, he doesn't know. Kind of like what Perk was saying, you don't know what a person. You don't know what a person can tell you anything. No, no, guys pay attention to their stats. Hell, Giannis did it the other night with that bogus ass damn shot he threw up off the backboard.
Which they rescinded, so he don't have a double.
Exactly, which they rescinded. So I mean, guys pay attention to their stats. So Perk was correct in that, but as far as the accusation that he was passing stats to win the MVP and all that, I think that was a little bit overboard. But the whole race thing and all that's where it went left, man. It wasn't necessary, man. So I can't really pick a side, Fade. I think it was really just an unnecessary debate, man, that shouldn't have took place. And I think that Stephen A. felt stupid, especially when JJ made it personal, about the show, talking about this is what's wrong with the show, and basically kind of threw some racial innuendos, in my opinion. Sounded like white people shit about, this is what's wrong. Everybody think everything about race type shit. But it was crazy, man. It was funny to see because they were heated. I'm talking about heated. You know what I'm saying? So it was funny to see, but I think it was definitely an unnecessary debate, man. And I can't really pick a winner. I can't.
I listened to the podcast on the way home because that would get me through the hour drive to the house. And what I need to do is go back and watch it on ESPN Plus.
Yeah, you had to see it. I was watching it. You had to see it.
I was at work.
JJ's face was beat red.
It was.
You know what I'm saying? Kendrick was pissed off, and
I saw a screenshot. He was like that.
Yeah, he was heated.
Yeah, he was
heated. When he mad because he get to looking up the other way, turning his head and all that type of stuff.
Like,
yeah, he get to doing that.
He needed Damon.
Yeah, he needed some Crown Royal.
Crown Royal XO.
Yeah,
one of my new sponsors.
Needed a shot. Yeah, he needed a shot.
Did you see it, Atwater?
I saw it when you put it in the group. And then I went back and looked at some stuff that he had. Man, you can't pull no race card when it comes to the NBA, Kendrick Perkins. Hell, the logo is a white man. The Joker, which that's kind of where it looked like it stemmed from. If I'm not mistaken, he averaging like 26, 27, 11, 12 rebound and damn near 10 assists. When the last time you heard a center average them kind of numbers? Never. Never heard of center. Well, Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt Chamberlain did it.
But it was 10 women, though. That's 10 women. Average 10 women.
There you go.
Yes.
Oh, gracious.
If you throw, if you throw that in there, Fade, then he was what a quadruple double.
Yeah, quadruple double. Yeah. But where's the line?
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you good, Faye. I think, man, you know, people gonna blame Stephen A. because he's the person that run the show, but they first take one, and when I say first take one, they drawed up an argument to the point where they got everybody talking about it, and that's what they want. They want controversy. They want to be. It's about ratings. It's about money. First take one because they got us talking about the shit now, so they want it. But the racism stuff, man, that's one sport that I even thought remotely about any kind of racism going on in the NBA. We got black head coaches, we got black GMs, black officials. So, nah, I don't see it.
All right, Damon, last thought before we move on.
The one thing that I do agree with JJ Redick on is that was a narrative that was created
By Stephen A. Smith.
I do agree with that. I agree with that. And Tony nailed it. Perk tried to come with some facts that really wasn't facts. So he wanted to go back to 1990 and pull up Magic Johnson's MVP year and stuff like that, how many points were scored. But JJ came back with the facts like, bro, Magic never, the years he won it, one year, I think he was 10th in scoring, but he was 12th and 15th in the other two.
Yep, 16. Yep.
So, and me and Mike talked earlier today. I went all the way back to 1955. And I think we only named 6 white people that actually won the MVP. If I'm not mistaken.
Bob
Pettit, Bird, Nowinski, Nash, Cousy, and
Joker.
Jokic. I can't think of nobody else. So to say and remember back then, fellas, in the 50s and 60s, probably even the 70s, black writers wasn't even allowed to vote. So I kind of understand what Perk was trying to say. He just didn't have the stats and the facts to back him on that. And he yelling, "It's facts, it's facts." He mad in the mud. But sir, it really wasn't.
It was facts, but it was dumb. You know what I'm saying? Like it was really dumb, dude. Like when he said, like when he was giving his retort to JJ coming on there and flaming him after he said the shit about the stat pattern.
Dan Collins.
You had to see you could see Stephen A. face when he said it. When he was like, it's been 3 winners of the MVP, Dirk Nowitzki, Steve Nash, and the Jokic. And all 3 of them got something in common. I'll leave that up to your imagination to figure it out. I mean, what the fuck did that have to do with the
Nothing at all, Tony. Nothing at all.
That's what validates your point, Tony, that the debate was ridiculous.
And
man, it was ridiculous, man. And that's why I'm saying I don't understand why he put them on the show together, man, to even talk about that.
That go to Mike's point. We talk
ratings. Yeah, I get ratings, man. That was dumb, man. That was dumb, man.
And it kind of made both of them look idiotic to a certain extent. Because you arguing the initial argument was, can the Joker actually win the MVP again?
Yes.
That was the initial argument. That was supposed to have been the debate. And if you saying Nikola Jokic is stat padding, I don't think you pay attention to that man's game. I don't think he's stat pad, bro. The offense actually revolves around him. He's probably one of the greatest passing centers that ever put on some shoes. Yeah. He's not athletic, but his IQ is amazing. He can score. He rebounds. Stat padding. I don't really think that's that. I think that's unfair to him. I don't see stat padding with the Joker, bro. I just don't. The argument didn't make sense. Can he win MVP again? Yes. They brought up a stat. I heard JJ said it, but I heard some other people say when the man gets a triple-double the last 23 games, he undefeated. He's not lost a game. So when you putting up numbers, as Perk was saying, scoring and all that, last I checked, he was averaging 24.4, 11.8 rebounds, and 10 assists even. Yeah, he keep that up. He averaging a triple-double. So, I mean, is them MVP numbers? Yeah. Do you look at Joel Embiid? Yes, you look at Joe. You look at Luka with his 33, 8, and 9. I mean, you got contenders out there. So the whole race thing is what made the argument, the debate, ridiculous. It took off to a place it shouldn't have went. And JJ Redick was right, creating a narrative. It was a narrative created. The narrative worked, like Mike said, and we talking about it. Ratings out the wazoo. Basically.
Yeah, Dave Cowens and who's the other one I had said? Dave Cowens and Bill Walton.
Was it Havlicek?
No, Bill Walton.
Bill Walton. That's
Bill
it.
Walton. Bill Walton, Kuzi, Havlicek. Pettit won. So it's Kuzi, Pettit, Kuzi. Then Pettit again. Then you have Dave Cowens, Bill Walton. That's with the Blazers.
Right.
Larry Bird 3 in a row. Michael Jordan won 87-88. Magic won 2 in a row. Then Mike won it 2 in a row. Then Barkley. Then you get to Steve Nash, Nowitzki, and then Joker twice. So I don't see where racism is at because that's at least it's been 75 years and there's only been seven guys that won it. Caucasian, so I don't see where the racism is at. But
that's all I was saying. I thought Perk. I mean, like I said, I kind of understand where he was trying to go. I just don't know.
He shouldn't have went
started out.
Shouldn't he went there? He should have went to the package store and got him. The way he should have got.
And I think even out of what he was trying to argue. I think the only question out of everybody, all them guys that won that he brought up would be Nash, especially that second year.
I question the second one. That's the one I question. I question that second one. Yeah. I don't think he should have won that second one.
I don't think he should have won the first one. I don't think he should have won the first one because Shaq first year in Miami changed Miami. He should have won neither one of them, to be honest with you. If you really want my opinion, Steve Nash should have won neither one.
I agree. I definitely, but I'm like Dito. He damn so shouldn't have won that second
one. Fade.
Shaq should have won the second.
I agree. He stole that MVP. He should not have won. That second one was not his.
You know what happened though? We're gonna move on to Lamar Jackson second. What it was, they heard about what Jason Richardson was doing with his wife, and they went and gave it to him to distract him. Gotta stay woke. King. Gotta stay woke.
This dude here, man. That crown and got in his system, dude.
No, that's just real. That's just real. Because that's why Steve Nash's wife divorced because of him. Because Jason Richardson, they got a child together. This dude here.
Boy, too.
Yeah, that's fade, man. That's why you see how Tony looking right now. That's how I feel. That's how Fade get down, man. I've known this man a long time, and that's how he get down, man. He is
speaking of black men who getting a raw deal, Lamar Jackson.
He Need to put goddamn Fame on TMZ, boy.
For real.
Man, TMZ, divorce court, Judge Joe Brown.
So what detail you talking about? What are you talking about detail? Oh, you talking about you talking about Jason Richardson? Oh, call me tomorrow. He slept with his wife. Why they in Phoenix? Slept with his wife.
Hey, you are something special, my dog.
And that's the first I heard of that.
That's okay. I'm telling you.
I mean, hey, listen, man. I mean, I would hope that you care about our show and you ain't throwing slander out there, you know what I'm saying, to get us through. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, if you know, you know. I mean, you may be plugged like that, big guy. But I'm just saying that's the first I heard of it.
Just like Tony Parker was a thought when he was married to Eva Longoria. He was thoughting up in San Antonio.
Nah, you right about that. I heard about that. That's why she divorced him.
Yeah.
So, but speaking of people that get thoughted out, Lamar Jackson.
Come on, Faye.
They treat him like a running back. Not gonna give him money. They placed the franchise tag on him yesterday, right around 3:32 p.m. yesterday. But yet Daniel Jones got a 4-year, $160 million contract and only threw for 15 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. Kyler Murray got $189 million guaranteed. Only went to playoffs once and looked terrible when he went to playoffs. Russell Wilson got $175 million guaranteed dollars with Denver. That's the greatest hustle since Fast Five. So I'm gonna start with Mike on this one. What the hell is going on in Baltimore?
Hey man, have you ever tried to kick it with somebody and they put you in that friend zone? Lamar Jackson is in the friend zone in Baltimore. Point blank period. He's in the friend zone. It is clear as day. Baltimore does not have faith in Lamar Jackson. It's somebody that they kind of like, but they ain't willing to put no money in. It's clear. They showing it.
They don't like it. They want to put
Lamar Jackson it may not be the type quarterback the organization wants to go for. They showing it. I don't think it's necessarily a black and white thing. It may have to do more with his type of game that he has. But Lamar Jackson is in the friend zone with Baltimore. Point blank period. And when you're in the friend zone, you got to decide if you want to stay there or you're going to go on. That's what Lamar Jackson going to have to do.
Friends. How many of us have them? Friends. No one to depend on. Let's be friends.
Man, this dude here, man.
Go ahead, David. Go ahead.
Okay, so I look at it like this. Mike brought up that's a heck of a way of putting it. I look at it like this. He seen what Deshaun Watson got. His mama say, you want an MVP, you should get the same thing. Baltimore says, let's see if anybody offers you anything. Let's see if anybody comes knocking at your door. We gonna call your bluff, big guy. That's what we gonna do. I'm trying to figure out, in all honesty, if you want that deal and you want that money, you got to cut down on the turnovers. We got to count on you, not just to run the pill at the end of the game. You got to pass the pill too. So Baltimore is looking at it like, we got the team built around you to fit your style of play. How many people are going to change their style of play to fit your game? We finna let you go out and see. Because he has the non-tender, what they call it, non-disclosure franchise tag. So they can go out, they can match whatever offer he get. So, I mean, Baltimore is being a great organization. Let's see what you can go out and get. I'm just wondering, the way the league is going, besides Jalen Hurts, but even Jalen Hurts threw for 4,000. He threw for 4 G's. along with his rushing stats. Lamar got to stay healthy, and he got to prove that he can be the one to pass for 4,000, 4,500, 5,000 yards, along with his rushing stats. I don't know, man. I ain't really mad at Baltimore. I don't know what to really.
Bro, this dude is an MVP. How could you not pay him? That's the part I'm tripping on.
What I'm saying,
he won an MVP 3-4 years ago, and you still tripping about paying him.
The reason why I say that, Mike, and like I say, I'm not in the Baltimore organization. You looking at quarterbacks that are considered dual threats that still were able to pass for 4,000 yards. And when you got a guy, if you look at it, for one, he do have health issues. I don't think when the last time he played a full season? That might be an issue.
When he got injured the last 2 years, it was in the pocket. It wasn't running.
See, that's my thing. I'm wondering
how many quarterbacks played the full season.
Man, I was just about to say that, Tony. How many players, period, not just quarterback, how many dudes got durability like that in the league now?
I get it. I'm not saying y'all wrong. As an organization, we don't know what they're looking for. I mean, for real. This you got guys. Okay, let's look at it. Let's look at the quarterbacks right now that run the ball effectively, yet still got great passing yards. Where's Lamar ranked in those class? Josh Allen runs the ball very well, but yet he still passed for almost 4,000. Hurts did it. He passed for 4,000.
AJ Brown.
You got a lot. You got these quarterbacks that dual threats. Yes, they threats, but it's still a passing league.
They got weapons. They got weapons too.
Huh?
Like with the quarterbacks you're naming have weapons too.
They do have weapons. That's true, but who's that? That's not Lamar's fault. That would be the organization fault.
And that's the point.
Okay, so who they drafted Rashad Bateman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So that he had a decent year. The quarterback, I mean, think about it. His receivers left because of the style of play that they play. So maybe we need to be looking at Harbaugh, or we need to be looking at the type of teams the type of guys that's got the offense, because they really building the offense around him. That offense is built to make Lamar flourish in the league. So if that's the case, he need another weapon or a tight end or something to validate that he can be a passer. That's all I'm saying. At the end of the day, it's still a passing league, man. I mean, for real. I don't know what else we can argue about that. And if you gonna let him test the market, obviously nobody is beating his door down, because they feel like he's not the passing quarterback that they may need. I'm just throwing something out there. I could be totally wrong.
I mean, he was in the top. He's among the top completion percentage leaders in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, but like, once again, a lot of the teams out there, they still got a deep threat. You can dink and dunk West Coast offense all day, but you still got to stretch. You still got to be able to throw over the top.
You can throw over the top. You got a wonderful deep ball.
Got to have somebody to throw it to over the top. You had a chance to get Beckham 2 years ago. Could have got Beckham. He really, to be honest with you, Tyreek Hill could have been had, but Baltimore is acting like they're on the cheap. That's what it seems like.
That's always been there. So I mean, that's just to give my 2 cents real quick. I mean that's been Baltimore MO, man. Period.
They build that franchise around.
Yeah. No, they don't really do the huge big, free agency contracts. Especially at quarterback. No, they invest that money in other other places, notably the defense, and build through the draft. And when you become to the point where you are no longer good or you outplay your contract, we'll see you. The one time that they paid a top money for a quarterback was Flacco, and the only reason they did that is because he
He
won the
just came
Super
off the
Bowl.
Super Bowl.
You know what I'm saying? And it bit them in the ass. The
And that's
bottom fell out.
yeah, that's probably. I mean, I don't run an organization, and I'm not arguing y'all point, but that's probably they've been cheap. They always wanted to build a dynasty defense because the defense was always kept them in the game or won them the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So they looking at we gonna build the defense, and we can always get a quarterback to run our offense. Trent Dilfer was a freaking quarterback at one point. So their mindset, and I can't get mad until it's proven different, is that if we gonna do it, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The problem is, at some point, they're gonna have to get with the program. It's a pass happy league, bro. And if you got a dual threat quarterback that can do both, you got to put some around them. But what I'm saying about Lamar is that at the end of the day, MVP winner, why isn't anybody coming and saying, come on, get at me? It's got to be something that somebody know. Is it what the money he asking is guaranteed? Because from what I heard, his mother's his agent, and I don't know how true this is. From what I heard, he wants like a Deshaun Watson fully guaranteed contract. That's what I heard.
I heard something, quite to the contrary of that. Stephen
Like I said, I could be wrong.
No, I feel you. I mean, I don't know. I don't know either way. Stephen A. said that people from his camp called him personally. After one of their takes where somebody was on there talking about he was demanding this Deshaun Watson type of money, and they camp totally refuted that and said that's not the case. They're not looking for, totally, guaranteed contract. They said that, they understand that his situation was kind of an outlier as far as, why Deshaun Watson got that type of money. But they said that they put it back on Baltimore and said that they was getting lowballed. And I think the best offer that they told Stephen A. that they got was 130 million. That's definitely not on par. Definitely not on par. If it's true.
Nah,
no, I preface that with if it's true.
I agree with that because there's no way in God's green earth he's supposed to get paid less than Daniel Jones. No,
and this is before Daniel Jones' contract.
No,
I'm talking about I feel you. You got Kyler Murray that got 180.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way a former MVP supposed to get that low ball. Hell, Geno Smith just got 105. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not disagreeing with you on that. I'm looking at it from a standpoint that if this dude is a former MVP who was probably, when healthy, one of the fastest players in the league, and you mean to tell me that he can't get at least what Kyler Murray got? At least? You know what I'm saying? And Kyler Murray, they didn't put all type of stipulations in this dude contract. So I'm trying to figure out, what is it about Lamar? Is it his people? Is it the people that's negotiating it? What is it about him?
He is the people that's negotiating. He doesn't have an agent. He is the people. That's the problem.
That's the problem then.
That's the problem.
I think that's the problem.
Now let me ask y'all this before we get on to our party shots. I'm gonna go around the horn on this one. Where is the best fit for Lamar Jackson to go?
Jeez.
As much as it pains me to say it, because I definitely wouldn't want to see it happen. Watson. I think get over there with the enemy. And also stick it to Baltimore because you're right there in DC. You know what I'm saying? But definitely to get with the enemy. I think that would be a dope move, man. But I hope that don't happen for personal, selfish reason.
That'd be your division.
But all the Falcons. But I mean, they said the Falcons came out in first 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So they weren't going to pursue it.
They try to draw it out at price, colluding, but we can't prove colluding. Just like somebody passing gas in the elevator, you can't prove who did it unless you smell their ass. So
I'll say this, man. I'll say this. Corey put up a good one, San Francisco.
He took mine.
Yeah, and Anatole took mine. I would have said Miami. I'll say this. This. If it is some collusion behind all this, it's stupid. Because what's going to happen, he played his franchise tag out. And he balled out, bro. The asking price going to go through the roof.
And probably franchise him again like they did Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. But see, the problem is, if they do that, they franchise him twice.
Can't franchise him no more.
Exactly.
Yep.
My thing is like, I was listening to Sport Talk Radio and there. I'm gonna let it go. Somebody on they had like odds to where he would land. And guess who they said was the best odds for him to come to? You will never believe it. I don't think it'll ever happen. But guess who this particular writer said? I don't know what he was on, but guess what he said?
Dallas.
Detroit.
Yeah, I heard it.
You heard it. I don't think that'll happen, bro.
I don't think so either. But
why would you? See, my thing is,
it definitely was an interesting take, though.
Yeah, it was a damn good take because they figured strong offensive line. They want to run the ball. But here's my thing. They put up stats, and Mike used to get on me about it all the time. And I gotta concede. The last 24 games, Jared Goff, 40 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 67% hell of a passer rating. And I go back to his LA Rams that when he had Gurley. He's a play action quarterback, and he's lethal with play action. So I had to really think about it like, Detroit, why would you do that? If you got your running game that's strong and you got a play action quarterback, Jameson Williams, St. Brown, you got all these cats around him, why go for Lamar? Why break something like that? Let's see what happens one more year. Nothing against Lamar. I'm just trying to figure out why would you want to do that? And then the guy was like, well, you also going to sell tickets here and that type of stuff, which is true. Lamar come here, they're going to get behind him. I just don't think the way Goff been playing the last 24, 25 games, I would leave it alone. And plus, I don't want to give up 2 first-round picks. I don't. I know they can give up their pick, which would be 18. But I wouldn't want to give up 2 first-round picks when I can get 2 centerpieces of my offense for cheap and build like that. I've always been a guy, if I can build in the draft, let me build in the draft. I get a couple of free agents, that's great. I'm not the one to give up picks like that. And Lamar is getting up there in age.
He's 26.
Football. Yeah, football. Why? Because he came in the league, he was young. I'm talking about football years. I ain't talking about age. Football take about 4 or 5 years off your life.
Yeah. Mike, what would be the best fit for you for Lamar? I'm going to give y'all a crazy name since Corey took mine.
Tampa Bay with Chris Godwin, Mike Evans. Go in there and get you another running back. Tampa Bay.
47 million.
That's right there. That's a good one.
47 million over the cap.
How much?
47 million over the cap.
Over the cap. Ooh.
Over the cap. They had to cut Donovan Smith today. So
Oh yeah, okay, it's a wrap for them. Yeah,
I'm gonna give you a name. I might laugh at it, but it makes sense. Houston Texans.
Explain it.
they got young weapons. They got a few weapons that
They got young weapons. They got the cap space. The Colts will make more sense too, but the Colts make more sense because they got Jonathan Taylor, they got Paris Campbell and
Michael Pittman.
Michael Pittman. They got a very good defense. That would make more sense right there. And with the Colts,
I'm a little selfish. I would love to see C.J. Stroud go to that indoor pass happy man. I would love to see him with the Colts. I would love to see him just go to the Colts with that defense, that running game, and just sit back and have a because he gave Georgia fits in the dome, man.
what about the Cowboys?
I know it's not the same Georgia defense, but that was a great Georgia defense, and he gave Georgia fits. I got to give him credit. I didn't think he would do it like that. He's to me. I look at him more as an indoor quarterback type guy, even though he played at Ohio State. I think he flourishes more on that indoor type field. That's me. I could be wrong. I would love to see him go to Indy.
That got one more year. Money that's gonna hurt him. How we looking with the Cowboys? C.J. Stroud. How was C.J. Stroud look with the Cowboys? Okay.
You notice me and Tony ain't even responded to what you said at all.
Tony didn't even look up. Tony ain't even look up, man. He threw his hand up. Tony ain't look up.
Because I'm looking at a tweet now from.
You know what that mean? He ain't gonna even dignify that with a response.
Because I'm reading a tweet from Adam Schefter now. He said the Cowboys are in the talks with their first round pick for this year, next year, and 2025, and the second round pick this year, and the third round for next year for Lamar Jackson.
That's interesting.
Tony, keep doing what you're doing, man. I'm watching Georgia basketball. Keep doing what you're doing. That dude just told a great lie just then.
It's April 1st. It's April Fool's Day or something.
Hell, he got April Fool's Day every Wednesday.
It's every Wednesday.
All right, look at our party shot, fellas.
Hey, look, got specific ass details.
Yeah,
hey man,
he threw all them draft picks in there too. He thought he was slick.
Say, you ain't shit, man.
I know
you ain't shit, bro.
Hey,
no, I ain't shit. David said already.
You know when it comes to Dallas, man, they do stuff, man, that just make you want to say interesting. That's all you can say is interesting. But you got two Dallas fans on here. Tony don't even look up, and Mike just like, man, go ahead on. Tony don't even look up. That's the Tony I remember when he don't dignify another response. Okay, you know it.
David, this is the reason why. David, this is the reason why right here.
Yeah, I already know. You on that good stuff.
You on that yak.
Yeah, that what he on for real.
All right, party shots, roll, Damon. Kick it off.
All right, man. Real quick, I'm looking at March Madness coming up, and the parity of college basketball. You're looking at a lot of teams that's trying to play their way into the tournament. Some already made it. But I think back to fellas when we was in college, when you had the Georgetowns with Allen Iverson and Victor Page, and you had Lawrence Moulton, Syracuse, and you got Kentucky, and with Tony Delk and them fellas, man, you got all the squads that was like, you look at them, you say, yeah, they winning it all. You know they're gonna win it all. But what I do like about it now is that anybody can win it. It's anybody's game. Anybody can take this thing and run with it and cut down them nets. So I'm a little more excited now. Not to say I wasn't excited back in the day, but I do like the parity of college basketball. You got a lot of teams out there that can do it. You got your powerhouses like Gonzaga and squads like that. You have some blue bloods to fall off the map for a minute, fighting their way back. North Carolina, Kentucky came back strong, and you got legends retiring and Jim Boeheim, and it's a college season has been great. Antoine Davis almost broke the record, but CBI might invite him so he has a chance to break the record. So it was a lot of stuff going on that makes college interesting, but now is interesting. This is where it gets going for me. So let's get it in, fellas. Let's see who's gonna cut these nets down and make the college tournament what it always been since I've been watching it, and that's special.
Pretty Tony.
Dude, I really don't have nothing this week, man. Truthfully. Other than the fact that it is it is National Women's Month. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it's National Women's Day, or was it? I think that was yesterday.
That's today.
Yesterday.
No, it's today. It's today.
It's today?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So definitely give a shout out to all the dope women, out there, man. Doing their thing, breaking all the barriers, and just holding it down and doing their thing. Definitely salute to them. They don't get enough credit, for what they do. Really, 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 really big with what they do. So other than that, man, I really don't have nothing, man. I'm gonna keep it so.
Bam Bigelow.
Kind of piggybacking off what Damon said about March Madness, I'm gonna get people ready for March Madness because I follow college basketball all season, and I'm gonna give you about 7 to 8 teams for people out there trying to get their bracket that could be bracket busters, teams that can make it to the second weekend. These are team names that you could watch out for. Now, of course, some of these teams got to win their conference tournament, but here are teams that could could bust your bracket starting next week. Watch out for Howard. Howard is the number 1 seed in the MEAC. Howard has a lot of Division I transfer. Watch out for the Howard Bison. Grand Canyon out of the WAC conference. Iona. Do y'all know who Iona head coach is? Rick Pitino. And Iona is running the MAC conference. Don't be surprised they knock off some of the blue blood. Huh?
The MAC, 2 A's.
Yeah, you know what I meant. The Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. Watch out for Florida. Huh?
Look at him. Go ahead, ow!
Ow! Oh! Watch out for Florida Atlantic out of Conference USA. Florida Atlantic got to deal with UAB and North Texas, but watch out for Florida Atlantic. Watch out for Charleston. Charleston just won the Colonial Conference yesterday. They were a team that was right in the top 25 during the season. San Diego State is a team to watch out for. Watch out for the St. Mary's Gales. But a team that's close to home that may make some noise in March Madness, shout out to my boy Amir Abdul-Rahim. Watch out for the Kennesaw State Owls. They won the Atlantic Sun Championship. They beat Liberty 67-66 a couple of days ago. Watch out for Kennesaw State. So those are about 7, 8 teams that people need to pay attention to that could bust their bracket next week.
Ow. You didn't get it. Ow. Okay.
I got it.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna pick it.
Y'all, watch what I tell y'all now. At least 2 of them teams I just mentioned gonna probably make it to their second weekend.
Oh, Iona and St. Mary's. That's what I'm gonna go with. Especially they're a 12 seed. I always pick the 5-12. So that's 12.
Watch out for Charleston. Cause see, let me tell you what's going on. A lot of these teams that's in these mid-major conferences and the low major, they get a lot of Power 5 talent that transfer. That's what Damon picking back off that Perk. So it's a lot of dudes at some of them schools that's supposed to be at some of them bigger schools. So watch out for them.
Let me just piggyback off everybody else with Damon with the March Madness and Tony with the National Women's Month, National Women's Day. First of all, wouldn't be the person who I am today without Yolanda Vicks. Give a shout out to my wife. She will be 20 years in August. We've been married, hold it down for us, and Love her to death, and I hope she listens to the podcast. I'm giving her a shout out. She probably ain't, but I'm giving her a shout out. So I see it. I love baby, and I'm gonna leave the door open.
God almighty, man. Just
I'm gonna leave the door open.
oh man. Hey, man.
Hold on. I'm not
Somebody
finished.
gonna take it.
I'm not finished.
Somebody gonna take it, Crown.
I'm not finished. Second of all, I want to give a shout out.
Oh, hold on. I got breaking news, man. I got breaking news, Fade. I just got some on my ESPN thing. Sean Kemp was booked on felony drive-by shooting charge.
I just seen that.
Yeah, that's all that.
Dang.
Man, that's crazy.
How can you
What
fit in
your
the
old
car?
ass trying to drive by and shoot somebody for?
You ain't lying.
500 pounds. How you fit in the car? But
You ain't lying.
But my second person I want to give a shout out for National Women's Day is probably the best college basketball coach in the women's game right now, Dawn Staley. Nobody's talking about her. They just know she winning. They just assume just because we know we get black excellence. Right now, she's on a 38-game heater. If you don't know what a heater means a winning streak. So right now, she is on a 38-game heater with South Carolina. And they're the odds-on favorite to repeat again, which means she will be the fourth African-American coach to win in women's basketball for a national championship of college basketball. Let's go ahead and give this woman her flowers now. For one, being on a 38-game heater right now, and probably 44 by the time we get to April. Let's give Dawn Staley her roses, her flowers, and her yak right now while we up. Happy National Women's Day. And of course, this is for Valley Boys. We're going to see you on Sunday. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Free Ryan Anderson. We out.
Hey man, y'all see that? Y'all see that?